Come in, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
ma'am.
please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, please take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
I happened to accidentally call you Anima.
Okay, sir.
I'm already sensing that you know meaning of both the terms, Anima and Laghima.
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, both are Ashtasiddhis. Laghima is light in weight and Anima is small in size.
Who achieves them?
Sir, it is said that Lord Hanumana had all the 8 siddhis.
Yeah, he had. But with the progress of civilization, in whatever is our Shastra behind it, who gets Anima and Laghima Siddhis?
Sir, it is said that yogic practices and control over mind and body can help someone achieve these siddhis. But there is no credible proof of their achievement in real times as of now.
Okay, good. Tell us how you celebrate your birthday.
Sir, I celebrate my birthday with my family. I offer some prayers to the deity and I go out with my friends.
Which deity?
Sir, my mother takes me to the temple and all the deities which are there.
Okay. Yes, the life you have lived so far. Do you remember the best ever birthday that you celebrated?
Sir, all the birthdays are special, but if I have to name one, it can be my birthday when I turned my first birthday in my college, as it was a new experience with college friends. So, sir, that one.
Okay. What if I say that when you turned 20, the whole country celebrated your birthday in, I want to say, the best way?
Sir, it can be so, sir, because on 5th August 2020, Ram Janmabhoomi temple was...
1 year before that.
Sir, before that, Article 370 was revoked.
Yeah. So between these two, which one do you want me to discuss with you?
Sir, 2019.
Okay. So along with Article 370, there is one more article.
Sir, Article 35A.
Yeah. What is it?
Sir, I cannot remember the exact provision.
How did it become a part of the Constitution? It wasn't originally there.
Yes, sir. Sir, it was a subsequent amendment. If I'm not mistaken, it was in the first amendment itself. And sir, it provided a certain special status in the Jammu and Kashmir area with respect to property rights.
What is the exact constitutional status of 370 as of today?
Sir, the article has been repealed to the best of my knowledge.
Completely?
Sir, I have this much knowledge only. I may be wrong, but I have to look into it.
Okay, Laghima. I will wish all the very best for you. Also congratulate you in advance because you have reached interview right in the first attempt.
Thank you, sir.
So I look forward and wish you all the best, that let this be the last attempt. Okay? All the very best.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Laghima, अष्टसिद्धियाँ you know about them. अष्टसिद्धियों के साथ जो है there is something called a नवनिधि also. वो नवनिधियाँ क्या हैं? What are those नवनिधis?
Sir, the Navnidhis are the symbolic of wealth, and they are said that Lord Kuber is having them. I remember some of their names like Padma, Mahapadma, Makar, Kumud.
Okay. You seem to be well versed with anthropology. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
What is ecological functionalism?
Sir, it states that the various aspects of our ecology, they are determined by the culture we are living in, and the culture of the tribal societies and the larger society affects the environment. However, it is a both-side relationship, as the culture also affects the environment and the environment also influences culture.
What is the meaning of functional roles of species within an ecosystem?
Sir, as I can recall, so functional role of species would mean what effect the various species have in shaping the environment around them.
So, is this the definition of ecological functionalism, or is that what you said earlier is the definition of ecological functionalism?
So I will have to look into that.
Look into it. Tell me, what is human materialism? Why I am asking these questions?
Sir, they are the anthropological theories.
New innovations,
Yes.
new issues, new happenings. What is human materialism?
Sir, it states that there are certain aspects of society like the demography, the economic structure, which influences other aspects of society like family, religion, and the various interrelation between them.
What is phenomenological anthropology?
Sorry, sir, I'll have to read about it.
Read about it. Who was the 15th President of India?
Sir, Shri Ramnath Kovind.
And who is the 14th President of India?
Sir, Shri Pranab Mukherjee.
And Draupadi Murmu, she is the 16th President?
Yes, sir.
Read about it. Who is the Chief Election Commissioner of India?
Sir, I am forgetting the full name, but his first name is Shri Rajiv. I am forgetting the full name.
You're forgetting the full name?
Sir, but his first name starts with Rajiv.
Are you also well versed with the recent developments in electronics and communication engineering?
Yes, sir, I try to be.
Good. Then tell me, what is computational electronics?
Sir, I am not aware of the exact term, but if you allow me, I like to attempt.
By all means.
Sir, computational electronics, it basically deals with the electronic systems and devices which are used in computing, and it can also integrate further into cloud computing and such.
Look at it. What is additive manufacturing?
So additive manufacturing is another name of 3D manufacturing, and it takes...
Good. What is non-Foster circuits?
Sorry, sir, I'll have to read about it.
What is resonant tunneling diodes?
Sir, I have to read about it.
What is photonic crystals?
Sorry, sir.
What is the total GST collection for this last financial year, full year?
Sir, it is rupees 18.1 lakh crores.
Very good.
Thank
Madam,
you, sir.
all yours, madam.
How are you, Laghima?
I'm good, ma'am.
You're a Delhi girl. You're brought up in Delhi, right? So tell me two things. What is it that you really like about Delhi? What is it that you really dislike about Delhi?
Ma'am, I like many things about Delhi, including its cosmopolitan culture. It is the true representative of unity in diversity. Secondly, it is a wonderland for historical and architectural people. And their metro connectivity and the education aspect, it is all very good about Delhi. But ma'am, certain challenges are also there in Delhi. For example, first is the pollution issue. Second is the waste management issue. Third, the women's safety issue, and so on.
Okay. So you mentioned you like the architecture. Is there any particular place that you really like and that you visited that you can tell us about?
Ma'am, since Qutub Minar is near to my home, I have visited it quite often, and I like the architecture as it was built in medieval times, and it has been rebuilt a multiple number of times, and the surrounding architecture also is
okay. So, two international courts have been in the news recently, International Criminal Court and International Court of Justice. Can you say why? Do you recall why they were in the news?
Ma'am, International Criminal Court was in news because due to the Russian President Vladimir Putin issue, it has issued some sanction against him. And International Court of Justice was recently in news because there was talks about if countries can be held responsible for their environmental action.
Okay. So against Putin, is there an arrest warrant or sanction?
Ma'am, there is an arrest warrant.
Arrest warrant. Do you remember the exact crime for which the arrest warrant was issued?
Ma'am, I do not remember the exact crime, but I think it must be due to human rights violations in the Russia-Ukraine war.
Actually not. You have to read it.
Okay, thank you.
So there is a new member in NATO. Who is that new country?
It is among the Scandinavian countries. It should be Finland.
Finland. So why is it so significant in Finland's joining the NATO? And how does it defeat the whole purpose of Russia invading Ukraine?
Finland is a neighbor of Russia, and Scandinavian countries have largely been neutral from a large time. And Finland joining NATO is a sign that such neutral countries are also joining Western Bloc now, because they are also fearful of their situation, and they assume that in the future, if such a threat ponders upon their nation, NATO will provide them with certain assistance.
Does Finland have a border with Russia?
Yes, ma'am, it touches border.
Do you by chance remember how many kilometers is that?
Sorry, ma'am, I don't remember.
So, you know, India is often accused of interfering in the domestic affairs of its neighboring countries. But to protect our national interests, shouldn't we take steps to make sure that, you know, all the countries around us have governments friendly to us?
Ma'am, India's policy is non-interference in the domestic affairs of its neighboring countries, and I believe it does not interfere to a very large extent. And India has always respected the sovereignty, and there are nations like Maldives, and even in Nepal there are certain campaigns with respect to certain political parties which are against India, but India has never been affected by it and has continued to show goodwill to the nation, and India is positive that it is having a goodwill among the larger masses and it will pay return.
So can we say that India is respectful of the domestic, you know, of not interfering in domestic affairs of other countries?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me, you read the newspapers regularly. Which paper do you read?
I read Indian Express.
You read the Indian Express. Tomorrow we are going to welcome a very important dignitary from our neighborhood. Did you read about the dignitary in the papers?
Sorry, ma'am, I am unable to recall right now.
Okay. India has presidency of two important organizations this year. Which are these?
G20 and SCU.
Okay. Just tell me the G20 theme.
The G20 theme is Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Laghima. Laghima, you must be aware of other Siddhis.
Sorry, sir, I cannot.
Laghima is the name of a Siddhi.
Yes,
no?
sir. Yes, sir.
You must be aware of other Siddhis.
Yes, sir.
What is Prakamya?
Sir, Prakamya is the ability to manifest anything and make it real.
Great. What is difference between NCR and NCT? National Capital Territory, National Capital Region.
Sir, National Capital Territory was the term which was given to Delhi by 69th Amendment Act of 1991, and it includes the geographical territory of Delhi. But NCR is National Capital Region, and it includes 24 districts which are around Delhi across 3 states, and it has larger area. It has an area around 55,000 square kilometer, while NCT has 1,500 square kilometer.
There is no single government of 55, 54 districts which you told. So how the control is made of traffic, rules, land development, etc., law and order, etc. in this NCR?
So there is no single government, as you said, but there is a NCR planning board which coordinates activities between various state governments and comes out with different rules with respect to traffic and other such provisions.
There are huge dumps of waste in Delhi at 3 places. Recent budget has promised that something would be done to the sanitary landfill sites. What is the promise?
So the promise is that the 3 landfill sites will be removed by, for example, the Okla will be removed by December 2023, and then Bhalswa by March 2024, and the last Ghazipur by December 2024. They will be completely eliminated.
Very good. But the question is, where will be removed? It has been years to get to this stage, 20 years, 30 years. It will also take 30 years to remove them. So how can it be 3 years?
Sir, your concern is valid, but sir, we can use technology like biommining and bioremediation, which uses microbes to segregate the waste into recyclable and non-recyclable. The recyclable waste can be sent to recyclable units. The non-recyclable waste, for example, the compost can be used for composting and others for waste to energy plants. So sir, in this manner, the legacy waste will come down. And secondly, sir, we further have to ensure that there is source segregation and door-to-door collection, so that further in future such dump sites are not created.
Every day we hear the air quality index has become poorer. It is 500, it is 450. What is this AQI and what is composed of?
So AQI index is composed of various parameters like PM 2.5, PM 10, SO2, NO2, CO2, sir, all these gases, and it's an average of them.
What would be AQI today? Approximately.
Sir, it is approximately between 145 to 150.
So is this good, very good, or average? What it is?
Sir, it is average. Sir, it is still unhealthy, but still below the January levels. So it is average.
Okay. What is the impact of 5G? 5G was introduced about 6 months ago. What is the impact on a common man?
Sir, on common people.
Common person, yes,
Okay,
like me.
Sir, first of all, 5G will improve call quality. So there will be less call drops and better experience to the common people. Secondly, it will provide greater internet speed and less latency. So the using of internet will improve. So, sir, third, in the long run, as Internet of Things become an integral part of our society, so 5G will play a greater role in that, as people can control remotely their all devices.
I have heard that communication technologies nowadays depend on optical fibers. What is use of optical fibers other than communication?
Sir, optical fibers are used in medical domain for transmitting certain mini robots or nano robots.
Transmitting robots.
Sir, it can also be used for endoscopy and all that things. Sir, other domains I am not aware of.
You are right. Endoscopy, etc. Right, but sending robots is a bit of.
Sir, sorry, sir. I have
It's all right. How did you come from Rajpur Khurd to this JP Siddharth Hotel?
Sir, I take a metro from Chhatarpur metro station and then I change it at Rajiv Chowk. Then I come to Blue Line and deboard the metro at Rajendra Place.
Okay. And what is the name of this roundabout? This roundabout through which you had to come to reach this Siddharth Hotel?
Sir, it is Pusa Road.
Pusa Road, name of roundabout.
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
Okay, it's Chaudhary Brahm Prakash. It's Chaudhary Brahm Prakash Chowk. Okay, who was Chaudhary Brahm Prakash?
Sorry, sir, I'll have to read about him.
Okay, all right. You have written in your def that best out of waste. What was best out of waste and how did you manage it?
Sir, I try to upcycle certain waste products that I found in my household and use it to best out of my capabilities to turn it into some useful product. So, for example, I used waste objects like black polythene paper and used foil paper, aluminium foil, to create artificial grapes. So grapes. It is a home decor item. Artificial grapes, black grapes.
Okay. All the best, Laghima.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Laghima. Good afternoon to you. On the same best out of waste, are you concerned about the management of e-waste?
Yes, sir.
Do we need a separate system of managing e-waste?
Yes, sir, certainly. Only 5 to 10% of the e-waste recycling is in the formal domain, while rest is in unorganized sector. So a particular separate managing system is required to first of all formalize the economy and also recycle it and reduce its negative impact on society and boost circular economy.
You said you were doing something for digital literacy,
Yes,
but this is a very dynamic kind of concept. The standards, the parameters keep changing almost on a daily fashion. So, what is your present day benchmark for somebody being digitally literate?
Sir, I believe it depends from people to people. But for the most basic level, I believe people must be knowing the language first of all, either English or Hindi, so that they can operate the digital
That's for
devices.
literacy.
Yes, sir.
Digital literacy.
Sir, after that, I think first of all they should be able to access the e-governance services or the various electronic services the government is providing. For example, using UPI, that is the very basic thing. So, sir, these are certain things, and secondly, I believe they should be able to use the digital technology for their economic benefits, like selling their products on e-commerce sites and publicizing their products or increasing their brand through social media.
You know, you got this entry called social entrepreneurship. What does it mean?
So, social entrepreneurship, it means that using the business tactics to further your business and gain profit, but at the same time also have a positive impact on environment and society.
The whole edifice of CSR, isn't it standing on profiteering?
So, CSR is a legal mandate, and the companies are liable to invest 2%, but sometimes.
You've taken the money from the customer to make your profit. Isn't that profiteering?
Sir, it can be seen as such thing, but sir, largely it has having a positive impact on certain elements of society. So, sir, it might have been providing certain profit for the certain classes of people, but it is having a positive impact, so it is also desirable.
If you say so. You've got a connection with Alwar. Something which concerns me whenever I think of Alwar is cow vigilantism. What does that term mean, and why is Alwar such a hot spot for cow vigilantism?
Sir, the term means there have been clashes between various communities with respect to the saving of cows and eating of certain products made up of cow beef. Sir, Alwar is said to, it can be a hotspot because of the demography of the region. It has equal proportion from both the communities. Secondly, sir, it can be said that the literacy level in Alwar is still 70%, which is below the national average. So, sir, where literacy is low, there are high chances of people subscribing to such activities.
But I mean, there are other districts with that kind of a ratio. But there is no cow problem there. What's so special about Alwar?
Sir, it might be that the administration and are not able to keep vigilance.
You think Sariska is a better option than Kono for cheetahs?
Sir, Sariska can be an option for cheetahs, but I think that Kuno is also a suitable option. And the Sariska houses the tiger population, and once in 2004 it became extinct and it was reintroduced later. So I think for now Sariska should be more limited to the tigers, and at a later stage maybe cheetahs can be introduced there too.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'll pick up on that Alwar reminding cow vigilantism. What is the source?
Sir, of cow vigilantism?
How does Alwar remind people of cow vigilantism? What is the source?
Sir, as far as I can remember, there was a news a few months or years back that there was an incident that some...
So news is the source.
Yes, sir. I read in the news.
Are there other things happening in Alwar?
Sir, with respect to cow vigilantism?
No. Other things happening in Alwar.
Okay. Sir,
Are they being reported in the news?
sir, not at a larger scale, maybe in local media, but not in the national media.
Are you seeing where I'm going?
Sir, sorry, sir, I am.
Media defines narrative. What is Johad, for example?
Sir, Johad are small check dams and they can be used for water conservation.
So when it comes to Alwar, why should we not be reminded of Johad?
Yes, sir. Sir, definitely. Alwar Rajendra Singh
Yeah.
was the waterman of India.
Yeah.
He belongs to Alwar.
So vanish the image of Rajendra Singh, but present Alwar as cow vigilantism. Who does it?
Sir, I believe that though media reported the situation and it did not report certain positive things, but sir, such events have happened. Therefore, the media reported them. So maybe media should also highlight some positive aspects. But sir, media was not reporting in the cow vigilantism incident because it happened in real life.
You did some work during COVID?
Sir, I did not go off on the ground, but it was more of a social media campaign.
Okay. What are the skills required for portrait drawing and painting?
So first skill is creativity and the artistic aptitude. So second is a very in detail observation of the figure and then executing it. So third is patience and precision because it can take a long time for it, making a portrait.
From the angle of art, what is the most challenging part of portrait?
So for me personally, it is the eyes and the face shape.
Yeah, always eyes.
Yes, sir.
Which or whose portraits have you drawn or painted?
Sir, I have drawn portraits of my family and friends as well as some famous figures like Subhash Chandra Bose, Dr. Manmohan Singh and few of the TV celebrities. I watch sitcoms, so they are celebrities also.
That I want to close the interview with. Future wars are supposed to be water wars. Do you think so?
Certainly, sir, there has been scarcity of water in certain places and rise in ocean levels in certain other places. So future wars will be wars of water, as in water is a limited resource and it can lead to social tensions.
Even between India and China?
Sir, India and China share some water from rivers like Brahmaputra. So some tensions can be there.
Okay. Why don't you want home cadre?
Sir, Delhi, I have not opted for Delhi as my first preference because it is an urbanized state, union territory. And I believe that Rajasthan as a state will provide me more opportunities as compared to Delhi.
Okay. So now tell me, Friends is your most favorite sitcom.
So Friends is definitely a very good sitcom and it is one of the first sitcom I ever watched. And
Your most favorite?
my most favorite one is Friends and the other is The Good Place.
Okay. Tell us about The Good Place.
So The Good Place basically is about afterlife and there are two places, the good place and the bad place. First is resonant with the heaven and the hell. So there are certain people who are sent to the good place and one of them feels that he or she does not belong to the place. So the story basically emphasizes that no one is absolutely good or bad. All that matters is if we are trying to be better than what we were yesterday.
So what do you think? Ross and Rachel were on a breakup?
Sir, I think they were not, and Ross certainly did bad to Rachel, but
Okay.
it can be contradictory to some.
I am going to shout, we were on a breakup.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Of course, take your seat.
Thank you, sir.
Very good interview, Laghima. You have given us happiness and may the happiness continue. So the core of what from here till 18th what you have to do is to ensure that you keep yourself supremely updated as of 18th of April. Is your interview in the morning session or afternoon?
It's the morning session.
Morning. So sort of extra care to be taken to read the day's newspapers. Even on 18th, continue until 18th also. But as of 18th, because you will have to report by 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
So some extra care to also read the newspapers. Baki overall, yeah, everything, interview technique, the content, and we tried our best to cover as much as can be, depending on that. You have come across very well over there. Somewhere it's just some little fine tuning, not because there is anything wanting or anything. Otherwise you are there. We started with 370 because the birth date is now well known. So the panel may pick up 370 or Ram Janmabhoomi. Either way, keep yourself ready. 375, 35A. Sharper answers will add to your score.
Yes,
So 35A is about a provision called Permanent Resident Citizen, PRC.
okay, sir.
And it was inserted later on by presidential order. So it wasn't there in the original constitution. But because it was inserted by presidential order, it can also be withdrawn by presidential order. And also remember that strictly speaking, the entire 370 is not abolished.
Okay, sir.
Actually, technically speaking, it is there. But 370 conferring special status on Jammu Kashmir, that is gone. Or under 370, the laws passed by legislature, Lok Sabha, were not automatically applicable to Kashmir, that is gone. Now they are automatically applicable. What it means is, de facto 370 is gone, but the other word is de jure. De jure, it's not gone. Technically it is there. Plus there are some writs pending in the Supreme Court. Personally, I believe they are not going to work. 370 is gone for good. And by and large, even Kashmiri people seem to be in favor. But lot can be discussed, plus, minus, 3 years since then, where has Kashmir gone? Shutdown of internet, army's presence, Upsc, so a large field.
Yes, sir.
Second one could be Ram Janmabhoomi if the issue comes up. That can take us to discussing secularism and so on and so forth. There are similar issues pending with Gyanvapi Mosque, the Mathura Eidgah, and many other temples throughout the country that can come up for discussion. Among many good features of your interview, many. One good is wherever you were required to say sorry that you didn't know the answer, you have said it with a smile. So excellent way to go about it. Not to be disturbed, you were not. You listened, in fact, a series of questions. Take a cue from that and brush up on graduation. That will further add to the score. But like you don't know, you are smiling and saying, I don't know, or I will work on it, I will read it. Excellent way of going about it. Then I draw your attention. Overall interview is, overall it is very good. And still within that, I draw your attention to the way you responded to Madam's question on Delhi, pluses and minuses. You are very precise. That is how may the entire interview go on 18th also. Very precise. So when you see the video, see yourself respond to question on Delhi. You describe the pluses, you also describe the minuses in a very precise way. Correct, not lengthy, not beating around the bush. Excellent one. That is how it should go. Then for most of the interview, I saw you sitting like this. So the question is, were you comfortable?
Yes, sir, I was comfortable.
Were you comfortable or were you making yourself sit like this?
Sir, I can sit like this. I am comfortable.
Okay. वैसे हिंदी में इसका जो वर्णन आएगा वो अच्छा नहीं है. हाथ पे हाथ डाले बैठना.
Sir, I can change my position like this.
No change. मैं मजाक कर रहा हूँ.
We just want, the candidate always to be comfortable. We don't want them to be in artificial position.
Yeah.
So if you are comfortable, it's fine.
That's it. then like I said, the fine tuning on current needs to go on. Today's interview brought one or two such issues, like the latest about Russia, Putin and all, and the exact significance of Finland becoming member of NATO. That was what Madam asked her. Actually, the word she had used is, Finland becomes NATO member, the whole purpose behind Russia's invasion of Ukraine is gone. Huh? Your answer didn't show that you have taken cognizance of that wording. So let us spend maybe 15 seconds on it. Can you now try and explain what she may have meant by it?
Yes, sir.
Finland becoming NATO member, the whole purpose of Russia's invasion of Ukraine is gone.
Sir, Russia invaded Ukraine because it was apprehensive about extending borders of NATO countries. And since Finland is a neighboring country, it can be seen as so.
Yeah. But in formal interview part, this didn't come out.
Sir, sorry, sir. I may
Yeah.
have
So the attention and absolutely precision of the answer. Alvar, of course, it is about media, etc. Media. One incident, man. Come on. What is media doing? Pick up one incident. It's one incident. But the whole image of Alvar is like cow vigilantism. And it's not only about Alvar. Media wants to paint a picture as if fanatic Hindus are on a rampage throughout the country. And that standard image of what is called as डरा हुआ मुसलमान. और पर्सनल लेवल पे भी मैं बहुत मुसलमानों से बात कर रहा हूँ, मुझे तो कहीं नहीं दिखाई देता है. ये इनकी इमेजिनेशन है, their agenda also. So Alvar, is Bharatpur part of Alvar?
So it's a separate district.
Now, was it a part of the state of Alvar, when it was state of Alvar?
So Bharatpur was a separate princely state also, as far as I can remember.
So anyway, but I reminded of Rajendra Singh, his great work, etc. Discussion is about the media role of media in setting narratives. Then any question on COVID? Because unfortunately the scare is again back there. So much so that Prime Minister himself conducted a special meeting regarding COVID preparation. Experts do say that it will not be as dangerous as it was back in 2021. But because you did a certain role, the possible questions on COVID, we did discuss portrait, digital literacy, etc. Best out of West also, very important subject. And they are sitcoms. Okay. So this is 191, I'm going to say, to the best of our judgment. Interview goes like this, you are already outstanding. 191 means outstanding. But we would hope and pray that take your time, a fortnight to go. On 18th April, you should go for best of the scores in it. This is 215. Huh? So on 18th of April, you should go for 250.
And you can do it.
Yeah. Capacity, potential wise, you have that potential. We look forward to your scoring 215 on 18th of April. You do that, we are going to be more happy than you.
Thank you, sir.
Right? Anything you want to ask?
Sir, sir's question on some technical questions I was not able to answer.
They're all, advanced, the advancements which are happening in the field of ECE.
Okay, sir.
Just click, the new developments in the field of ECE and you will get it.
Okay,
So
sir.
just brush them.
Okay, sir.
These are all, adding on.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right? These are notes by the panel members for you. Just one small point, I seem to have 15 seconds. In one of the answers to his questions, you said, since you live near Qutub Minar, you like it. Is that the reason for liking things?
No, sir, I have had the more opportunity to visit here.
Okay.
I've had more opportunity.
Okay. Another phrase of your answer was Qutub Minar and whatever is in the vicinity.
Sir, I meant the Mehrauli Archaeological Park. I didn't term it, but it came to me 5 seconds later.
So you have to be slightly careful when you are phrasing things.
Yes, sir. Sir, sorry, sir. I'll take care of that.
And I can't help saying one last thing, hopefully last. the invaders attack India, destroy our own everything, temples, etc. What is there to like in it?
Sir, the Mehrauli Archaeological Park also
Fine,
has
that-
traces of Lal Kot and
Yeah.
all.
Or the Iron Pillar,
Yes, sir.
etc. There are historical discussions about which Qutub Minar itself, I hope you are aware of. And at least, to say the least, I am calling it a controversy. Whether Qutubuddin Aibak himself built it or not. But the mosque called Quwwatul Islam, and what is displayed at the gate very proudly is 27 temples were destroyed to build this mosque. And the name picked up is Quwwatul Islam. It is pride of Islam. So what is pride of Islam? How we destroyed temples and used that material to build a mosque. I'm just questioning what is there to like it.
Sir, I think it is the perfect blend of all the cultures. Sir, it has from the Gupta period, from the Anangpal Tomar's period, and also from the Sultanate
You are still
period.
referring to the park?
Sir,
Or you are calling
Sir, I'm
Quwwatul...
referring to the entire Mehrauli, the area. It
Yeah.
has all
But
the...
Quwwatul Islam has perfect blend of Indian civilization?
No, sir, not it, but the entire region.
Yeah, yeah. Right? Your call. Of course, all the best.
Thank
These
you,
are
sir.
notes by the panel. And of course, we look forward to your success on 18th
Thank you, sir.
in the very first attempt.